It's Jigsaw
and Tony.
I'm gonna goof the day away. It's Jigsaw
And Tony.
I'm gonna goof right in your face with so much extra time to waste. That's why I play your favorite games. So come and goof with me.
And Tony.
Hello, everybody. We're back, and I'm suspecting this will be the penultimate episode of RoboCop, but it looks like we have just a bit more, which is nice. I'm sincerely hoping.
I mean, look, we never saw the old man die.
That's a TV helicopter.
I'm hoping it's Becker.
They're here already?
I'm hoping it's Becker too, but it's probably the old man.
Anyways, my name is Sir Jigsaw, and his is.
We have wounded.
Not Becker.
What happened here? It was furious. It destroyed everything in its path. What did? A monster.
Robo, I'm in the Channel 9 helicopter. I'm seeing a lot of movement on the executive floor.
I know exactly where that is.
We need to get up there.
Project
No,
Afterlife.
get the injured out of the building. I will handle what is up there. You sure? Positive.
Already at the elevator.
Let's evacuate everyone. Hurry up.
Thank God I got clearance. Otherwise, I would just have to climb.
Please be Becker. Please be Becker. Please be Becker.
We're finding more and more
look behind you.
wounded, and they're all giving me consistent descriptions.
Turn around.
So unless everyone is getting it wrong, there's an old
Give the
friend
viewers
waiting
something to
for you
see.
upstairs. You can expect...
Trouble?
That's right.
Make sure there is no one left in the building.
Will do, partner.
Sure.
Oh, Jesus.
That lone pathway.
I see you. That thing just moved to the western corner of the executive floor. It's something.
Oh, hey, look at this, Samantha. You can actually tell that that's Samantha.
Well, she
from
said
here.
she was in a chopper.
I know. But you
Hey.
can tell that that's Samantha.
Oh, it's like something out of like Metal Gear.
This is insane. Where's the helicopter?
Well, technically above us.
What a massacre.
Are you getting this?
All of it. That's the OCP board you're seeing. They were supposed to vote on the new CEO. I guess someone didn't like the candidate they chose.
Please tell me it's Becker.
OCP is finished after
Please.
this.
It will make me so happy. Oh, I hear a lot of explosions.
Be careful.
Please tell me it's Becker.
What do you want from me? RoboCop! My number one guy. There seems to be a misunderstanding.
RoboCop, I wanted to leave you a message before I undergo this procedure. It has been a long and laborious process, but it has given me the opportunity to observe you closely.
The old man. That you? I didn't know. I didn't mean to.
Only now do I truly understand what others see in you. I realize why they cheer you on, root for you. And it is because they can look past your metal exterior and see that somehow you haven't lost your humanity. That puts my mind at ease. You made me realize that I do not have to fear what is about to happen. I can remain human, as you have. Selfless and devoted to something bigger than myself. Uncorruptible. And that is what I always strive to be. Good luck, Murphy. I cannot wait to see what the future has in
You sold the city's future. That leaves one question. Scrapyard or prison, creep?
Oh, hell yeah.
I mean,
It was the old man.
also, he killed Becker.
He did
You know
kill
what?
Becker.
Murphy, what the hell was that?
Becker's dead. I'm okay with this.
An old friend.
Do you need backup? I repeat, do you need backup?
Negative. Keep the evacuation going.
Copy that.
You know, we could let you live.
We could have let him live. Oh god, the game's like lagging. Oh, that's why.
I guess he just couldn't handle being a machine.
Gods. Oh gods. Oh gods, I gotta get away from him.
That's okay. Just keep hitting that green spot.
Those sounds are making me nervous. Are you sure you're all right?
Define alright. Also, you might want to heal.
I've realized why this is so hard.
You had the wrong board the entire time.
Select. Did I die?
I think you hit it. Big.
You will not win this.
Uh-oh.
If only I could have dodged the clearly unavoidable attack. Wow, that was... That looked bad.
That looked so bad.
Processing.
Where the hell are you? I've lost visual.
We went downstairs.
What?
He's no match for my firepower.
Hey, now you're doing a hell of a lot more.
We got everyone out. Be careful.
The building will not hold. You need to get yourself out of there.
I am in the middle of something.
I'm killing him so fast. You can't run, creep.
Actually, he can.
Actually, he can. He's much quicker than I am. Jesus.
Going somewhere?
The final bullet.
Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da.
Robo, I don't like what I'm seeing. The building's actually shaking. Get out while you still can.
Why is it not in that full auto and what it?
No, you're on it.
Well, it's not full auto anymore.
You might be taking... This might be like a cutscene thing where like your weapon took some damage. Yeah.
Oh god, I can't get out. Uh-oh. Goodbye, old man.
Well, technically, he was already dead. As clearly, this robot version of himself couldn't,
Handle it, yeah.
Murphy, you need to get out of there. It's about to collapse. The building's evacuated. There's no one else inside. You need to save yourself.
Oh, jeez.
Is it gonna give us a... Save him.
There is one more person here that needs saving.
What? Murphy?
We are not done yet.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you could just, like, shut him off.
Well, I made my choice and the game was like, nah.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, I made my choice and the game was like, nah.
Does anyone see him?
I can't see anything. Move closer.
Negative. When the building collapses, the dust cloud will choke the engine.
Oh my god! Murphy!
No! No! No!
As all buildings I know collapse straight downward.
Wait! I see something!
You do? That makes one of us.
Talk to me!
It is me, Louis. It has always been me.
Da 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 da.
Another week passed since the OCP's magnificent giant has fallen. OCP's new CEO assured us that the destruction of its headquarters will not stand in the way of finishing Delta City. Japanese corporation Kanemitsu has already shown interest in OCP's most prominent project. We at Media Break welcome them with open arms. Delta City, yokoso! From the City of Wonders, we're back to Detroit. The city's debt has reached a new peak. Re-elected Mayor Kuzak, asked about his plans for reform, said he had other plans instead. OCP is the weakest it's ever been. We'll sue them even if we need a Japanese lawyer, he assures us. Now it's time to introduce a new segment, You the Detroiters, where we share feel-good stories from our local communities. Disgraced Senator Farrell took hostages at the local theater and called for his reinstatement. However, a former vagrant and the theater's newest employee managed to defuse the situation.
Pickles.
When asked why he
Hell
decided
yeah.
to risk his life, Pickles, a European cinema connoisseur, said that it was simply disrespectful to interrupt the screening. Let's just hope Pickles does not influence the theater's movie selection. Finally, we know what is more dangerous than the lack of an ozone layer. Sunblock 5000 model torn to pieces by an Ed 209 after not adhering to its instructions. The only witness to the tragedy, Dr. Olivia Blanche, was left delirious after the incident. She stated that mechanical lawman was not to be trusted. We will miss you, Melissa.
Oh, Jesus.
A defamed reporter funded by terrorists. After trying to illegally broadcast a hit piece aimed at OCP, Samantha Ortiz has been spotted collaborating with a terrorist group led by a woman known in the underworld as Bertha. OCP denies. We're sorry for the disturbance. Fortunately, this time it was a minor one. Let's move on. A new world record has been set in Detroit. A man called Funeral Bob attended his 1000th funeral this year. The record-breaking shocking funeral belonged to Max Becker, a former OCP executive. As it turned out, Bob was its only attendee.
Okay.
The OCP delegation did not arrive due to a rescheduled business meeting. We hope the meeting went well. Moving on. The owner of a local restaurant, Onion Baji, in cahoots with a ring of zoo thieves. The restaurant was proved to source the ingredients through crime.
Oh, jeez.
The arrest was made
I'm
by
not
a
making
rookie
I'm not even
neighborhood
gonna
cop,
make the joke.
Ulysses Washington, and according to his statement, it wasn't the first animal he had saved.
That's a wallaby you got there.
One question still remains unanswered. What happens to RoboCop's human status? Mayor Kuzak distances himself from RoboCop and leaves no doubt that he will not be advocating for granting him human rights.
Yeah, we kind of like told him to basically just F off, so.
RoboCop's efforts have prompted a public conversation.
I hope OCP doesn't take him off the street. Who will protect us then?
Ah, it's RoboCop! Robo, I love you!
Reaper, skeleton speaker.
10 out of 10 credits. 10 out of 10 credits.
To many more years on the force, RoboCop. It's been a busy time for Detroit, but the cloud that lowers over the city is lifting as police end their strike. "We're ready to serve," said Officer Ann Lewis, who returned to duty despite her recent injury. What heroism. Detroit can sleep soundly tonight. The question is, for how long? That's all for today. This was Casey Wong. Until next time.
Nice shooting, son.
Oh,
Well-
man. So, what did you think, Tony?
Game wise, it looked fun. It looked like it's fun to play.
It is fun to play. I like that they ramped the difficulty up pretty hard there for the last boss.
I mean, it's supposed to be the final boss.
Yeah, and that and the part where they gave him the Cobra assault rifles was nice. Initially I thought it was like kind of whack because as we were going through the streets of Detroit towards the end there, I was like, oh, this is awful. You know, I'm mowing people down super easy. You know.
Well, I mean, I think that's because of the powers versus the start of the game to now.
And yeah, that's what I was going to say, is it gave me time to see how much more damage I was able to output as a result of how far I progressed.
I mean, to be fair, you're supposed to be like, well, for lack of a better word,
a walking tank.
A one-man killing machine.
Yes. Yes.
And we should also probably mention the fact that I assume, because those difficulty choice options, also, here are all the voice actors. If you could tell me who voiced the
Peter
Samantha,
Weller.
Yeah, we all know who that is.
Yeah.
But if you could tell me who did Samantha, you're guess as good as mine.
Yeah, no, I can't.
But just going back, because I'm pretty sure when you selected it gave you an option for difficulty.
Mm-hmm.
You went with normal.
Yeah.
So as far as I'm concerned,
what I'm saying is I think that was a great break, even on normal. Like, that's good.
Well,
because
that's what I was gonna get at.
I get to see how far how much progress I've made since the beginning in terms of like my character and like the stuff that I've chosen to upgrade him with.
Well, exactly, and because I understand people want like harder challenges that usually play on the hardest difficulty. For me, I play games as the way the developers intended most of the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and to me, normal is what they saw as how it should be.
Yep,
and not to say that they can't have easy mode. Sorry.
And I mean, I'm not against an easy mode. There's people that aren't like hardcore gamers that have something that they really love and that they want, or that they are interested in playing, and you know, easy should always be there to get people into it, because like if you're sitting there smashing your head against, like, easy is already hard for people that don't play games.
Exactly, and granted, I don't think this is a game that people of that mindset is going to be gravitating towards anyways, because I don't exactly see this as being something that's going to grab a lot of people's attention unless they already A, enjoy first-person shooters, and B, enjoy RoboCop.
Yeah, but so the gameplay, that was
also these are some short credits.
Yeah, it was a small team, dude. But yeah, so gameplay wise for me, solid 8 out of 10. I mean, there were some things that could have been implemented in different ways. I feel like the dashes could have been on a shorter cooldown. It would have been really cool if you could decrease the cooldowns of some of your abilities.
Wasn't there one of the late upgrades possible to do that?
No. All it would do is allow you to dash farther. You know, but like, I wish that there were more instances where using the abilities were like necessary. So like when those Cobra cannons, it felt great to have to use my shield frequently and like try and stay behind cover. That was nice. But
I mean, you say that, but you were staying out in the open still.
Well, yeah, no, but that's because I just decided to start shooting them. But yeah, it would have been nice to feel like I was not like the game would just naturally guide me to this is the smarter move here. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Without even having to tell me. Like, I just don't feel as though the game forced me to have to do anything. Like, realistically, most of the time I probably could have stood out there and just used my OCP healing charges. And
I mean,
fine.
you were running pretty empty at one point.
Pretty low in the end, but that's just because they upped the amount of damage that I was receiving. But still, if I got good enough at shooting, I could just do that. You know what I'm saying? Story-wise, as much as I love the game, because I do love this game, that story, 6 out of 10.
You're being a lot more generous, because I think they really fumbled towards the end.
They really fumbled the end. Though the old man, I think, makes up for that. On account of the fact that they do kind of hint at that throughout, that he's interested in you. Why is he interested in you? You see what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, he's the one that... Again, because I know you've seen the movies.
I'm not even taking the movies into account here.
Well, that's the thing, though, because, like, just without the movies context, half of these people, I'm like, I don't know, I'll just go along with it. Which, again, that's going back to what I was saying, like, if you're a fan of RoboCop, this is probably going to be something that's going to be more up your alley.
Yeah.
Because you'll get the reference, you get to see the stuff, like the RoboCop 2.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't have known that. I would be like, is that like a failed prototype from the first movie?
No,
nope,
so
second one.
Yeah. No, that guy was put in. He was like a nuke addict. He was put into that exact model.
And how well did that work out?
Not well at all. He lost his mind and went crazy, just like the old man did. So I think that is
also...
where I'm gonna knock off a couple points. That's where part of where I knocked off a couple points. I would have given it a 7 out of 10 in terms of story, but the characters, the side characters, I actually did like Ulysses as a character. I thought it was really cool. I wish that they had done more to make me question, him as a person, because I kind of always had a feeling that he was kind of a good guy. Ulysses, the rookie.
No, I know. I'm just like, I've never, because I disagree. I mean, I'm not saying he's a bad character, but I never got the impression like I needed to question whether he was a good guy or not. Because like,
what I'm saying. I wish they could have done more to make that happen.
What, to make him questionable whether he was?
Yes.
Nah. If anything, I think it was more like the rest of the cops, because like outside of Lewis and Becker, who guys come up with, I wish we would have built them ourselves, but like the only other one I could think of was what was the old black guy?
Reed.
That's his name?
Officer Reed, yeah.
Yeah.
Sergeant Reed.
Because you got him, Lewis, and then you got the new guy.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't tell you any of the other ones, other than I think one of them had a very deep Hispanic accent.
Estevez, Kaplan, Steph.
But the fact...
and they're not characters in the movie.
Yeah, so like...
But they were also very, like, not important. Like the whole, I don't know, the whole drama between them.
Which, to be fair, nothing wrong with having some characters that aren't memorable.
And again, that's also where I'm knocking little points off on the story, is they didn't really show the guys in the precinct warming up to him. You see what I'm saying?
What's the new guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They showed it, and then they immediately turned around and went, "I always knew you were an OCP rat," and that's the last we saw.
They never liked him.
And that's what I'm saying.
Because of the fact that he worked for Becker. And as far as everyone else was concerned, he was basically a spy in their eyes.
Yeah.
And they never liked him until the fact that he got hurt in the process. And it's like, okay, we can actually start taking him seriously.
I do think that at the core, the writing of this does lend itself to like the RoboCop universe. And I speak from me knowing the movies. I know that this game, it doesn't do anything that's like so egregious that it would mess up, my enjoyment of any other RoboCop thing. And it keeps pretty true to how the characters would act. Like Lewis is very much so the same way that she is in the movies and stuff like that.
Again, take your word for that, because I know I've seen the first one, but I don't remember much of it.
And Reed is very much so the same way that he is, though he doesn't really get a whole lot of screen time as a character.
I mean, in all fairness, though, they serve the point of what they're supposed to do. My big thing is, there's New Game Plus, so you can carry over your stats and whatnot. Honestly, what I think they should have done is what I thought initially with Dr. Blanche, but have her be involved with it and be like, I've seen the harm that this has happened. I've seen what happened with RoboCop 2, and if in the wrong can lead to devastation.
Yeah.
And the fact that we can easily do that to your mind, I now have a full understanding of how the human mind works.
Yeah.
And then use that with it in conjunction with the old man to build, honestly, a much better RoboCop body, and have that be like the final boss. With Wendell, of course, still being basically the pawn that he is and should have been, instead of trying to make himself seem like some sort of
beef him up to be the big bad.
He was trying to be the queen before reaching the end.
And that's so I deduct 1 for all those minor nitpicks I stated previously, and I deducted 3 for Wendell Antonowski. He was by far the biggest problem that this game had. Your bad guy has to be just as interesting as your good guy.
Well, not even just that, just like if there was a truly good reason for him to have to leave RoboCop instead of killing him every single step that he had the opportunity to, maybe I could have looked past it and be like, just a series of bad events or bad timing.
And we didn't even get to kill him.
No, we don't kill him.
I know, the cutscene killed him.
Yeah, I know.
And it feels kind of like the old man thing was like a charity thing. Though I have to say, I do think that it's a good thing that they did bring him back as a final sort of boss. Because, I mean,
but
they did
that
kind of build up to that.
Built up more.
And his interest in
like,
afterlife.
well, the old man hired me to do this, so I'm trying to, psych evaluate you to see how well you can do and try to do that to the old man. Or something along the lines like, technology has failed to produce, all he does is killing machines, but the old man can truly bring the vision, and then the old man basically betrays, hell no, I'm gonna kill bitches.
Yeah.
I'm doing a poor way of describing it, but that probably could have been a lot more.
Now moving on from the gameplay and the story, though, the atmosphere. I mean, do you feel like this world felt pretty lived in?
Oh.
Because I feel like the world felt pretty unique and stylized, and you have your radio ads that are funny and silly. You have the news reports that are silly.
Because again, I know you're going by the movie. Flowing from me, it just seems like I don't want to say post-apocalyptic because that's too on the extreme end, but it's it feels like the really shitty part of town that wasn't caught on fire.
So I'm giving it an 8 out of 10 on that. I think 8 out of 10 on the atmosphere.
I mean, it works for what it is, but
it does. But
it doesn't feel like you're doing much to fix the problem. You're just responding to the problem. But that's, I think, a whole response to the whole.
Well, yeah, but I feel like they could have added in a few more conversations. You didn't even need to be funny or crazy or anything like that. But walking around to just have people standing next to each other saying nothing, it felt a little weird. But the instances where they did right and that they did do were good.
Yeah, I mean, you got what you needed to at least feel like this was supposed to be a part of the city. Now, I wish there was more parts. Again, I'm pretty sure I mentioned it before in one of the previous parts, but they could have had 3 different sections of the city, like GTA 3 style, you could truly explore. Yes, it's nice that you got this nice little part of the map, and it looks very nice and detailed, but how many times have we revisited this part of the city?
Yeah. Yeah. I agreed with that
And
too.
while I'm not against revisiting the old parts, you kind of need something to like truly flesh it out, because like the Vulture's hideout, as big as it looked like, it basically was more like almost like you're playing Snake, because you're going down basically one path.
So the atmosphere was.
By the way, he had to go for a bathroom break in the middle of the end of this discussion.
Yep, I had to. I could not wait.
We could have just ended it.
We could have ended it, but I didn't want to. I wanted to talk a little bit more about it
We
because this
literally
game was
talked for
really
like
fun.
15 minutes straight. With nothing going on.
Lengthwise, I feel like the game definitely needed to be longer, and like, I understand that might not be the fault of the people that made it, but I'm still gonna have to say it's like a 6 out of 10. The game needed to be longer. They needed to flesh out. They needed to flesh out Antonowski more. They needed to give him insight into the background motivations and stuff like that. You know.
Like, instead of making Claire do more work, but I'll be honest, a longer game does not necessarily mean better quality. If anything,
I'm just saying, like, they couldn't have flushed out Antonowski and how short the game was. They couldn't have flushed him out more.
Well,
they could not have. You know.
Yes, they could have.
I don't think so.
Well, again, that requires rewriting the story and readjusting things, because like, we didn't need to spend so much time on Street Vultures. Hell, we didn't even need to deal with Street Vultures. We could have cut that out.
Yeah, Street Vultures were kind of useless.
But again, that's going towards story. In terms of like length, I think it did a decent job. And again, we didn't go for 100%. I'm pretty sure
we did pretty much everything though, Tony.
Yeah, but did we make the right choices? Did we see all the endings?
Oh God, Tony.
I mean, look, I'm at least glad it at least has a new game plus feature.
So I don't know. So, I don't know if the music is like present enough in the game, but I also don't know if that's because we're in streamer mode.
That might be the case.
Because it's licensed music, which is nice of them to add. That's pluses.
Well,
that's pluses for me.
Licensed music is not the issue. The problem is that we're recording this and putting it up on a website that really don't like that sort of thing. God forbid we play a game and basically giving it free promotion.
During that final boss fight, I really would have loved to hear the RoboCop main theme.
Well, Jesse, because spoiler alert for those who were behind the scenes stuff, Jesse bought this game and immediately played it for all our viewing pleasures. So now, since you're no longer bound to the fact that we record only like once a week.
Yeah.
You can now play New Game Plus with the original audio and may play better.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, but overall, I think this game was a solid like 7 to 8 out of 10. Solid 7.5. I think that the story takes the biggest hit at the end there.
I mean, you're being very generous with that, with the story.
Well, 7. It's the entirety of my deduction. Pretty much is the story. It's like I'm deducting a whole 1.5 off the overall quality of the game, just on the story alone.
But did you truly play the game?
I did.
But Jesse,
we're not including the music, Tony. We're not including music because we can't.
No. New Game Plus, Jesse.
But
there could be exclusive stuff locked behind New Game Plus.
7.5 gameplay, fun, story, meh, atmosphere, bingo. Until next time.
What? You expect me to say something? I don't know what you're gesturing for.
I'm hoping he'd say goodbye. But anyway, leave a dislike, smash that unsubscribe. We'll see you real soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.